Hi, my name is Jill Raven Stevenson, and welcome to Cedar, Dreaming, and Juniper Sage. I am super excited to begin this journey. I will be here every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday throughout the months of June, July, most of August, and the beginning of September. And just like anything with the winds of change, as the seasons change, then I will probably move a little differently. And during these 3 days that I'll be with you each week, I'm taking this time to share a little bit of wisdom, insight, some musings, and teachings that support our spiritual development and our life's path. I've been on my spiritual journey or life journey, I guess, since I was a little girl, like many of us who are empathic or awakened to different understandings of the world. My path has taken me to be in front of different spiritual teachers and healers, and all stemming from one root place, which is the root of the shaman. From the moment I sat down, it was a very familiar language. It was a very easy path to begin to walk. So I'm very excited to share my experiences with you and my own growth as we move within this great cycle of life. So with that, I have, let me just see here. Don't lose my place. This isn't always a natural setting for me, so I'm going to learn how to become natural at this. Okay. So with that, when we can honor and take time to reflect, to learn, to expand within our own experiences, and to gather teachings that touch our heart and ignite our soul, then we're in the right place. So for those of you that are here, I hope this is the right place for you. If this is, please like and subscribe to my channel. This gives me a little boost of confidence, and also just lets me see what people are wanting and needing. All right, so with that, let's begin. I love this. This is the day after the new moon in Gemini 2025. And Gemini in this particular moon is such, and with all of the planets where they are, is such a place to begin. It has this energy of beginning. So Saturn kind of clears the way or tasks us to clear things that no longer serve us, and mostly within our karmic patterning. And Gemini amplifies that by showing us where we want to grow, what we want to learn, what is it that we want to be communicating through our own expression out in the world. So when we think of let's begin, this is where my teaching of today is going to be. So one thing to kind of preface this with, I come from a wide range of teachings, and I have a wide bandwidth of experiences. So my teachings are kind of settled in that. And so there's a little bit of something for everyone here. I don't follow one, quote, spiritual tradition or religious tradition. I am a person that kind of walks her own path. I'm very Aquarian that way. All right. So with that, let's begin. So this is a great time to pause and get yourself a journal. Sometimes lighting a candle is nice as we kind of settle in to receive this interactive teaching. So all of my teachings are interactive. And today's teaching kind of sits in that basket of our intuition. So we're going to kind of use our intuition, our senses, our sense of knowing, seeing, hearing, feeling, to really feel into what is wanting to begin. Even if we already have a conceived knowing or a conceived feeling around it, let's just sit for a moment and get even more clarity. So we need a little bit of clarity of where the beginning is happening within our own being. We're going to use kind of that Eastern idea of the chakra systems, not that it's an idea, but the map of its chakra systems, and almost like a totem pole or a stick that or a tree that has all the different vibrations within the tree. And so with that, we'll use that as a template to kind of show us where within our body is a beginning. And then we always want to look for a secondary pulse. So a secondary place that's contributing to the beginning. And we'll have a moment with that, working with our intuitive senses. And then from there, the important thing about that is crafting an arrow of intention. So when we have a beginning, that beginning can feel very narrow or it can feel very wide, right? And so the idea of kind of bringing both expanding that and then also fitting that into what I call an arrow of intention kind of focuses all the energy and makes it more powerful. It gives it more momentum to move toward that pulse of beginning. And it helps rid ourselves of all the other distractions, all the other ways that we dissipate our energy. All right, so with that, let's begin. Again, so make sure you have your journal with you. It's nice to kind of capture either images or little notes that you can kind of sit with after we're done. And at the end of this moment, I'll have a little bit of silence, and then I'll let you know what tomorrow will bring so that you can feel into the energy of, is this enough for my week? Or would I like to come back and continue the week with me? All right, so here we go. So the first thing I'm going to have you do is take 3 beautiful breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And when you do that, you can place your hand on your heart or just on your lap, whatever feels a calling right now. And I'm going to close my eyes for a minute, and I'll probably close and open them. But I'm going to invite you to gently close and soften your eyes so they're nice and soft and relaxed. All right, so we'll take those 3 cleansing breaths. So breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And in through your nose. And out through your mouth. And one more, in through your nose. And out through your mouth. Then let yourself just breathe normally for a minute. And again, just inviting your shoulders to soften, your hands to soften, your feet to soften. Just taking that beautiful moment of restoration to the gift of our breath, of relaxation, to really connect with our own body, our own internal landscape. When you hear the phrase, to begin, where in your body responds as if there's a pull or a pulse? So for me, it's in my sacral womb area. So really feeling, where is that pulse within you when you hear to begin? And then just breathe with that for a moment, that place, as if that place becomes in sync with your own in-breath and out-breath. So for me, it's my womb, and I am resting into inviting it to breathe in and out as I breathe in and out. And then feel within that a color that arises. So for me, it's the color of magenta. And within that color, what word do you feel arises from that color or emerges from that color with no discrimination, no need for it to be something? So we're allowing our intuitive senses to guide us in beginning. So for me, it's a gift. And then we're going to look for a secondary word. So for me, it's creativity. So it's the gift of my creativity. So to begin with the gift of my creativity. Now we're going to look for that secondary pulse, that secondary vibration within us. So for me, it's up in my throat. So again, staying in your internal and find where the secondary pulse is. And again, letting go of anything you know about colors and chakras and energy fields, and really allowing your intuition to be your guiding force, to be your truth teller, to be the voice of what is beginning. When we use our body in this way, it's like a tuning fork. It will not mislead us. So again, mine's up in my throat, and allowing yourself to just feel soften where that secondary pulse is, and allow a color that you feel or see or think of to emerge. So mine's this light blue. And within that color, we're looking and asking for a word. So for me, it's communication. And then again, we're looking for that secondary word underneath that. So for me, it's peace. So right now, I have my intention that's starting to form. So to begin, with my gift of creativity, to communicate peace. Now we're going to use that creative element. So anytime we're working with the energy of beginning, there's a creative energy within that. So we want to kind of sit there for a moment and really feel what that creative energy might be. So is it to design, to forge, to sculpt, to paint, to choreograph, to build, right? So really feel a creative force energy that might come up. So again, it could be to design, to sculpt, to choreograph, to compose, to write, to draw, to paint, to build, to forge, right? So really allowing yourself to feel what that creative energy might be. So for me, it's to design. To share, to design. Right. And anytime we're beginning, we're sharing something into our world around us, whether it's just in our home, with our friends, with ourselves, with our coworkers, with maybe a brand new business, like something that we just don't know, right? It might be a whole different life, an aspect of your lifestyle's unfolding, or maybe it's a brand new path, something you haven't even thought of that's coming to you now. So right now, we're just harnessing what the energy of beginning is. So for me, to begin, right, sharing my creativity, my gift of creativity, through communicating the energy of peace by designing courses. So you see how that intention just comes together. Or could be designing, so I'm using the energy of design. Could be designing a book, designing teachings, designing courses, designing the interior of my home. Who's to say what that is, right? So for me, it's to design courses. I love to design and teach courses. So that fits even what I love to do, right? So allowing that to kind of settle in to your intention. And this is your intention to begin. So tomorrow, what we're going to do with that intention is we're going to craft what I call a life arrow. And an arrow of intention. Life arrow is something different. Arrow of intention. So for some of us, this is enough. Like, oh my God, I'm going to sit with this and let this and use it as a mantra, a prayer. You can use it as an intention, use it as a focal point, whatever you might want to do with that. And for some of us, we might want to, I kind of want to put that into a tangible a form that's a little bit more like visual element of it. So anytime we're working with our creative energy, it's nice to give it a form to sit within. And the writing of your intention is a form. So no pressure on that. All right, you guys. I look so forward to doing this. This is my beginning, if some of you might have seen here, to begin to share. And I'm using this platform. So I'm excited to see what happens with this. And again, I thank you for your love and support. And may your intentions to begin flourish and thrive throughout the coming year. All right, many blessings.